welcome you all to the third International Culture Day event of OSTİM Technical University. One of the main targets of our university is to become internationalized. In line with this goal, the efforts to increase the number of international students at our university bore fruit, and as of year 2022, we have reached the number of over 1,500 international students from approximately 70 countries. As OSTİM Technical University, we believe that the International Culture Day is one of the most important events enabling students of different identities coming into our country from varied cultures and different geographies to become acquainted with each other within the university environment. In this respect, our university endeavors to enrich the content of our organization year by year. In addition to the booths of our distinguished embassies, we also have distinguished institutes like Yunus Emre Institute, Presidency for Turks Abroad and Related Communities, and Asma Köprü Institute. We also have various booths of international students group from different countries. We are also welcoming Ahmet Yesevi University Art Community Dancing Program and Hazar Azerbaijan Art Community Dancing Program. Now, to deliver the opening speech, I'd like to invite to the podium the rector of our university, Professor Dr. Murat Yülek.
Değerli büyükelçiler, değerli hocalarımız, değerli öğrencilerimiz, 3. Uluslararası günümüze hoş geldiniz. Birçok ülkeden misafirimiz olduğu için müsaadenizle bundan sonra İngilizce devam etmek istiyorum. Distinguished ambassadors, dear professors, dear students, welcome to our third International Day. This university, as you know, is only in its third year, and we have 1,500 students from 70 different countries. Internationalization is, for us, a very important objective, and we thank God that we have been able to register so many students from so many different parts of the world, and we want them to get to know each other, to get to know Turkey, and to establish friendship with Turkish and international students, so that in the future they will have a very wide network of professional people all around the world. As you may know, in Ethiopia today, the Minister of Defense is a graduate of Ankara University. And he is very proudly using his, as we call it, alma mater, even in his Twitter account. We would like our students also in the future, when they become graduates, use this network to broaden their international relations. Another objective is, in this university, which is a third-generation university, we would like all our students, Turkish or international, to become world citizens. As you all know, now we are having a war very close to us in northern, let's say, Black Sea. And there are right now so many refugees coming to Turkey, going to Europe and different parts of the world because they have their lives threatened. Our Ukrainian friends, we have been talking to them almost daily in the last 2-3 weeks, have asked us to help them with their families, to send their children and their wives, etc., to secure countries like Turkey, and they are losing their lives. Both sides are losing their lives today. All this, I think, is a result of the cultures, not to say the politicians, not knowing and respecting each other. So we hope that with this very large body of international students, our university will serve international peace in the future, because these students, in the end, will be the leaders in their countries, and they will be hopefully talking to each other. They will respect each other. They will not fight, but they will talk to each other. With these wishes, I welcome you all, and Ambassador, just welcome as well. I welcome you all to our third International Day, which we hope is going to be a tradition with your support in the coming years as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
So we kindly ask you to remain at the podium for plaque ceremony. Now we are proceeding with our plaque presentation ceremony. We would like to invite to the podium the sponsor of this year's International Culture Day event, the co-founder of Campus Turkey agency, Mr. Ahmet Salama, in order to present a plaque to Professor Dr. Murat Yülek. Now, Professor Dr. Murat Yülek will also be presenting a plaque to Mr. Ahmet Salama for his agency's contributions and support. Thank you. Yes, now we would like to, sir, can proceed? No. We would like to have Mr. Ahmet Salama's thoughts for 2 minutes about this organization, please. Today's event.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد معلم الخير ونبي الخير للناس. First of all, I would like to thank you all for coming here and also for inviting us. We are the Turkey campus agency. We are working with OSTİM University, OSTİM Technical University, like since the beginning of the university 3 years ago. We believed that such a esteemed university like OSTİM University, it will be one of the best universities, not just in Turkey, but it will be all over the world. Because of that, His Excellency, Professor Dr. Mr. Murat, that his support and also that he is keen to be one of the very esteemed professors here in Turkey, and also with the support programs that he is creating for the university. We, as an international agency, we started like in the first year, like we can say like 50 students, like international students. The next year it was like 350, and the third year we reached like 2,000 international students. That's mean that we are reaching the high level of education here in Turkey. We saw all our brothers and sisters here. I would like to congratulate you to be here in such a esteemed university. Just be careful to enjoy your studying here. Not just studying, that you chatting with your professors and being like friendly with, and also getting the experience from the Turkish culture. This is the most important thing. I would like to thank you all, and also would like to thank all the excellency here and the ambassadors. And have a nice day. And inshallah, we will meet the next year. Thank you. Salam alaikum.
Now, We would like to invite to the podium Director of our International Relations Office, Mr. Bahtiyar Najafov. Mr. Ahmet Salama will be presenting a plaque to Mr. Bahtiyar Najafov. Bahtiyar Bey, görüşlerinizi alabiliriz.
Vaxtınızı çox almayacağım. Hamınız xoş gəlmisiniz. Azərbaycan dilində başlayayım. Hepinizi hoş gördük. Her şey için teşekkür ederim. Thank you for all.
Now we would like to invite to the podium Director of the Campus Turkey Agency, Mr. Abdurrahman Muhammed. Mr. Bahtiyar Najafov will be presenting a plaque to Mr. Abdurrahman Muhammed. Now we are proceeding with our speaker from Rwanda, an academician of OSTİM Technical University, Dr. Hilaire Habyarimana. Sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. Director, distinguished ambassadors, professors, lecturers, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's really a pleasure for me to be with you today on this Heritage Day. My name is Hilaire Habyarimana, as he said. I'm from Rwanda, and it's an honor for me to be here and have a good time with you on this Heritage Day. So I'm going to talk about Rwandan culture, the culture of Rwanda. Actually, Rwanda is a country located in East Africa. It's neighbored by Tanzania in the east, Uganda in the north, Democratic Republic of Congo in the west, and Burundi in south. So it is a country of beautiful hills and mountains, which made it to be named a country of 1,000 hills. The name Rwanda means extended land, the name which originates from the heroes who fought and sacrificed their lives in order to extend the country from a very small land known as Gasabo, which means like nucleus, to the country as it is today. The culture of Rwandans can be viewed through the ethics and values that helped them to build and strengthen their attitudes, their thinkings, and their behaviors, which are part of the factors that lead people to sustainable development. The main pillars of the Rwandan culture are patriotism, unity, decency, and labor. These are four main values that have characterized Rwandans for so many generations. Culture, as it is commonly defined, is what we inherit from our predecessors. Rwandans have always been patriotic, united, decent, and keen on working. Today, the government of Rwanda has identified 3 of the 4 values, namely patriotism, unity, and labor, as the most important values that should characterize Rwandans in their lives in order to achieve sustainable development. These values appear in the emblem of the Republic of Rwanda, in the Constitution, and in the national anthem. In addition to these 3 values, Decency reflects the virtue that characterize any Rwandan. Patriotism refers to the love of the country, the love of its people, the love of their properties. This is what we inherit from our predecessors who proved to be the heroes of the country. Heroism for Rwandans is that commitment to working for the good of the citizens. And this is the virtue that made some Rwandans sacrifice their lives for peace, for prosperity, and lives of all Rwandans. In Rwanda, we celebrate the National Heroes Day on the 1st of February each year. We celebrate the heroism, bravery, sacrifice, willingness, and readiness to die for the life of the nation, and we learn from these heroes. History shows that self-sacrifice, willingness, and readiness to give up one's life for the common good of the country, when necessary, has been the hallmark of many Rwandans. In Rwandan culture, to become a hero is taught at every age. For instance, young men are taught to dance. The dancing style, I think, when we go for exhibition, you may find some Rwandans just demonstrating their dance style. So the men's dance style is characterized by a man crowned by the image of head of a lion, holding a spear and a shield, just to get ready to attack any enemy. That symbolizes the bravery, the willingness to defend himself, to defend his community, to defend his nation. The other value, the unity of Rwandans, has always been an important factor to their political, their social, and economic development. The Rwandan culture is the foundation of the national unity because it is shared by all Rwandans, and it is characterized, and it characterizes them wherever they are, all over the world. It is the foundation of peace among the Rwandans because it unites them in their practices, their rituals, their customs, and their traditions. Today, Rwanda is benefiting from the ancestors' legacy to work together for peace, for fellowship, for socialization, and for national development. The government of Rwanda has enhanced the community work. We call it in our national language, umuganda. It's a community work for the benefit of all Rwandans. On every Saturday ending the month, all Rwandans meet and do community work, such as cleaning the city, creating or maintaining public infrastructures, and other duties. This has become a good way of socialization and contribution to this and contribution to the development of the country. When people meet to the community work, they work and they do the work worth millions of money. Today, Kigali is the cleanest city of Africa because of the community work that all Rwandans do at home. Decency is maybe the last value I wanted to talk about. This is about respect, about discernment, carefulness, thoughtfulness, and respect. The respect in the Rwandan culture is taught at a young age where people are trained to be respectful, yes. Rwandans have always been characterized by respecting foreigners, and they welcome them, they host them, and they help each other. So Rwanda is not only, to conclude, is not only a country of 1,000 hills, but it is also a country of 1,000 wonders, such as mountain gorillas, beautiful rivers and lakes, forests and animals, and flying birds in the sky of a fully peaceful and hospitable country. Please visit Rwanda. I thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much for your speech. Now, our next speaker was going to be His Excellency Ades Alagic, the Ambassador of Bosnia and Herzegovina. However, due to a medical urgent situation, he wouldn't be able to participate for today's event, unfortunately. And now our next speaker is Associated Professor Selim Argun, Vice President of Religious Affairs Administration of Turkey. Okay, Mr. Argun has just arrived, so I will pass him on later on. Now our next speaker is His Excellency Rashad Mamadov, the Ambassador of Azerbaijan. Sir, the floor is yours.
Sayın Rektörüm, sayın büyük elçilerimiz, sayın katılımcılar, hocalarımız, her birinizi saygıyla selamlıyorum. İlk önce sayın rektörümüze ve bu töreni teşkil etmekte zahmeti geçmiş bütün insanların her birine teşekkürümü bildirmek isterim. Dünyada tolerantlığın, çok kültürlüğün bir çatışmamazlığı yaşanır. Dünyada savaşlar şahidi oluruk. İnsanlar hayatını kaybedir, çocuklar hayatını kaybedir. Bunun en önceki sebebinden biri de kültürleri tanımamamız, insanların birbirini tanımaması, birbirini kabul etmemesidir. Düşünürüm ki üniversiteler tolerantlığın, çok kültürlüğün, insanlar geleceği yönetecek insanlar arasında tebliğ etmesinde önemli bir yer tutmalıdır. Ve OSTİM Üniversitesi, Teknik Üniversitesi de bu önemli işinden kenarda kalmamaktadır. Çok önemlidir ki onlarla farklı kıtalarda, farklı devletlerde yaşayan insanlar öz kültürünü bir günde bir ortaya koyur ve insanların birbiri hakkında daha çok malumat elde etmek, kültürlerini daha çok tanımak imkanları yaranır. OSTİM Üniversitesi Azerbaycan'da da popülerlik artmaktadır. 100'ün üzerinde Azerbaycan çocukları burada eğitim almaktadır. Eminik ki OSTİM tek Türkiye'nin değil, hem de bölgenin, kıtanın en görkemli üniversitelerinin biri inşallah olacaktır. Tebrik ederim ve teşekkür ederim.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Now, our next speaker is Mr. Volkan Chi Yang Huang, representative of Taiwan Economic and Cultural Mission of Ankara. Sir, the floor is yours.
Dear Professor Dr. Murat Yulek, Rector of OSTİM Technical University, Excellencies, dear teachers and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Herkese merhaba. It's very cold outside, but seeing all of you makes me feel warm inside. It's my pleasure to attend this year's International Culture Day event of OSTİM Technical University. OSTİM University is not a big, but a unique university. Its approach combines between academic efficiency, scientific research, and internship opportunities. So the students can really easily have their theoretical and practical learnings in their school years. And the campus is connected to the Ankara's most important industrial zone, OSTİM, of course, and the business center. So there are resources of continuous creation and innovation. Taiwan is a small island country, and its size is like Konya only, but it has 23.5 million population, and its GDP size is similar to Turkey, around 800 billion US dollars last year. Taiwan is known with its high-tech and economic development, except for good governance and people's diligence. Freedom, democracy, and rule of law are also the key factors to our achievements. The weight of our life and system always encourage creativity and innovation. As announced by our President Tsai Ing-wen, Taiwan is now working on 6 core strategic industries to transform it into a critical force in the global economy. Those industries include information and digital technology, cybersecurity, medical technology, and precision health, green and renewable energy, national defense, and strategic industries, and the stockpile industries. Based on Taiwan's current advantages, we aim to secure a major base for development of next generation technologies, including IoT, AI, digital transformation, biotech, and medical technologies, as well as to create a better integration with the whole world. To achieve future development of the country, Turkey almost has the similar goals and plans as Taiwan does. Thus, we believe Taiwan and Turkey are valued partners to each other. Hopefully, the restriction brought by COVID pandemic are lifting, so the exchanges and cooperations between our 2 friendly countries can be resumed and even further strengthened. I especially appreciate the leadership of the OSTİM Technical University to initiate such an event, International Culture Day, for encouraging students to know the difference of other countries, other cultures, and to develop the understanding and tolerance to other countries and other cultures. It is really important to pay attention to keeping balance between technology and humanity in our education and our society, so our life could be peaceful and prosperous. We are happy to participate in today's event with other countries. Please visit our booth outside to get to know Taiwan and Taiwan's scholarship more. Later on, we will invite the director of Taiwan Trade Center in Istanbul, Mr. Jimmy Chen, to brief all of you what is Taiwan's strengths and the way we pursued economic and technical development as an SME-based economy. Once again, I appreciate the invitation to this great event, and I wish today's ceremony a successful one. Wish all the guests all happiness and good health. Thank you. Çok teşekkür ederim.
Mr. Volkan Chiyang Huang, we'd like to thank you so much for your speech. Now, our next speaker is Mr. Jimmy Chen, Director of TAITRA, Taiwan Trade Center, Istanbul. We are presenting his pre-recorded speech from Istanbul.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jimmy Chen, the Director of Taiwan Trade Center, Istanbul. First, on behalf of Taiwan Trade Center, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to OSTİM Technical University for giving me this opportunity to share information about Taiwan, your best partner. Let me show you the unique advantages of Taiwan. I guess many of you haven't been to Taiwan yet. Let's look at a map. Taiwan is located in East Asia. The north are Japan and Korea. The west across Taiwan Strait is mainland China. The south is Philippines. And the east is the Pacific Ocean. The population of Taiwan is around 23 million, which is similar to Australia. And it's about 30% of Turkey. The land area is about 36,000 square kilometers, which is like Netherlands or Belgium. And it merely about 5% of Turkey. According to the International Monetary Fund, Taiwan ranks 22nd largest economy in the world in 2021. Taiwan was the only Asian tiger that reported positive GDP growth at 3.1% in 2020, ranking first in the Asian Pacific region, 6.28% in 2021, kept a leading position even amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The GDP is predicted to grow by 4.42% in 2022, citing strong exports and increased investment. Taiwan is also a leading trader in the world based on international statistics and reports. It ranked the fourth best investment destination worldwide, the third digital competitiveness in Asia, eighth world competitiveness, 15th largest exporter, and sixth out of 190 economies for economic freedom in global. Taiwan has strong innovation as well, which is ranked as one of the world's 4 super innovators by World Economic Forum. It has the second highest patent applications and the 5th highest international co-inventions. Taiwan is ranked third in state-of-the-cluster development. Similar to Turkey, Taiwan is also the global logistics hub in Asia Pacific. The average flight to Tokyo, Seoul, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Manila is 2.5 hours. The average navigation time to major ports in the region is 53 hours. The brands on this slide are old Taiwanese brands. Some of them are also popular in Turkey. For instance, Asus, Acer, MSI, D-Link, etc. But you might not be aware that they are old Taiwanese brands. Because of Taiwan's IT strengths, there are many multinationals that are innovations and R&D centers in Taiwan. For example, Google has set up 3 data centers in Taiwan, which are the largest in Asia. Microsoft set up innovation centers for 5G and AIoT. Apple established its R&D center and developed technologies such as fingerprint recognition and MiniLED. Arçelik, the famous Turkish brand, also established its sourcing center in Taipei since 2011. Another example is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC. Its market value is greater than Samsung and among the top 10 biggest companies in the world. According to the supply chain report released by the White House in 2021 June, pointed out that up to 92% of the world's advanced processing chips, less than 10 nanometers, are manufactured in Taiwan. In terms of foundry capacity, Taiwan accounts for 63% of the world. How critical is the chip made by TSMC? You know that called 815 processor chip, the most important part of iPhone 13, is produced by TSMC. The latest GPU for the gaming laptops and even the chip for the US fighter jet is made by TSMC. The iPhone 13 are assembled by Foxconn, also a Taiwanese company. When the whole world faced a severe impact by the COVID-19 pandemic, Taiwan is also doing very well and successful to prevent it. According to the statistics until now, Taiwan only has about 21,000 infection cases, less than 860 deaths. Taiwan can help other countries to fight against the COVID-19 virus, and Taiwan is helping. After all those examples I just mentioned, I'd like to emphasize again that Taiwan can be your best partner. Now let me briefly introduce TAISRA. TAISRA is a most non-profit trade promotion organization in Taiwan, sponsored by the government and industry organizations. TAISRA has 6 enterprises that expand their global reach, headquartered in Taipei. TAISRA has a team of 1,300 trade specialists and operates 5 local offices in Taiwan, as well as 63 branches worldwide, including Istanbul. Taiwan Trade Center Istanbul office was established in 1987, which has a history of more than 34 years in Turkey. Our mission is to promote trade between Turkey and Taiwan. TAISRA's main services include Taiwan trade shows, trade missions, procurement meetings, Taiwan Excellence, and TaiwanTrade.com. Before the pandemic, TAISRA carried out about 100 seminars, 40 international trade shows, 300 trade promotion events, trained about 4,000 trade talents, and attracted more than 270,000 international visitors and buyers to Taiwan. However, because of the COVID-19 pandemic impact, now TAISRA is launching hybrid online and offline exhibitions, allowing exhibitors and buyers to go beyond the limitation of time and geographical locations through an online platform that brings business opportunities from all over the world. In 2022, TAISRA will hold 26 international trade shows, including the EV, machinery, sports, food, medical, ICT, and more. TAISRA organized more than 130 online merged offline trade missions around the world to promote the Taiwan industries last year. We held about 10,000 procurement meetings to connect international buyers and Taiwan suppliers last year.
We'd like to thank Mr. Jimmy Chan for his speech. Now our next speaker is Associate Professor Selim Argun, Vice President of Religious Affairs Administration of Turkey. Sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. My name is Selim Argun. I'm an Associate Professor of Islamic History and also serving at the moment as the Vice President of Presidency of Religious Affairs of Turkey. I know it's a technical university, but you will learn a lot from this presentation about how a religious institution should be instructed and constructed. Because we believe that Diyanet is a unique organization. It's a model organization, and it was modeled by many Muslim and non-Muslim countries when it comes to managing and administration of the religious affairs in their countries. At the outset, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Murat, Director of University, for providing this opportunity. And without wasting any time, I would like to begin my presentation. I have three components in this presentation. It's a very short time, in actual fact, to discuss about one of the biggest and largest organizations in Turkey. But I'll try to be as brief as possible. The first part is about the organization itself, Presidency of Religious Affairs. So this is the highest religious authority in Turkey when it comes to administration of all mosques and religious rituals in Turkey. We have many divisions and departments. I think I'm pressing this one or that one. Anybody can help me, or I'll take a chance and yeah. So Professor Erbash is the president, and we have 5 vice presidents at the moment. One is not here because he is retired, and this is the structure of the institution. And we have the High Board of Religious Affairs, which is a fatwa council. So we decide what is, Islamically speaking, or from the jurisprudential point of view, what is permissible and what is not permissible, what is halal or what is not halal. And we have the Board of Inspection and Recitation of the Quran. Any religious book is printed in Turkey should be endorsed by the Diyanet, in short. And we have a Directorate General for Religious Services, where we are responsible of all the mosques and religious counseling and all the other social and cultural activities. And also we do provide moral support for the migrants, forced migrants from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, all other countries. We have a Directorate General for Educational Services in training service for imams and other religious people. And we are responsible from the Hajj and Umrah. The day before yesterday, I was in Saudi Arabia. Most probably, we will begin this year the Hajj from Turkey, inshallah. And then as far as the publications are concerned, we have 1 TV station and 3 radio stations, and we provide more than 50 different languages, religious books and texts. This is important because when you go back to your country and you need anything related to Islam, you can call us, you can communicate with us, we can provide whatever book that you require free of charge, and also dispatch free of charge from Turkey as a gift of Turkish people. For foreign relations, I'm in charge of international relations, as I stated at the beginning of my talk. We do have operations in more than 150 countries around the world. I would like to inform you that the Directorate of Religious Affairs is not a ministry, but its central budget is larger than 6 ministries in Turkey in total. So it is a huge financial capability. So we have in touch with Turks living abroad, Euro-Asian countries, and all other social and religious activities that we do conduct in Turkey. We try to provide same thing in overseas as well. Of course, we have 150,000 people. That's why you need a very strong human resources department. And apart from that, I would like to inform you that, what differs Diyanet, Presidency of Religious Affairs, from other religious institutions is that this is a governmental organization. It was established by the founder of Turkey in 1924. So in 2 years, we are going to celebrate our centennial years. And for that reason, for being a governmental organization, we do operate according to our strategic plans. Every 5 years, we renew our plans based on the challenges, be it locally or regionally or globally. All right. This was the central organization, but we have three legs at Diyanet. One central, second provincial, third overseas organization. So as far as the provincial organization is concerned, we do have local muftis in every single district in Turkey. So they do represent us, and they are actually the mediator between the headquarters and the provinces. As far as overseas organization, we do send religious attaches and counselors to almost 110 countries, and we do also imams and Quran teachers in those countries. About 2,500 imams we do employ at the moment. So the second component, which is I think a crucial part, I would like to talk about briefly. What is waqf, what is habs or hubus, as we call it in Northern Africa. It's a religious endowment. Why it is important? Because this is the backbone of Islamic civilization. It was a vehicle for the Islamic civilization to represent itself. There are few technical terms here, but I don't want to take much of your time. I would like to come to the Turkish Diyanet Foundation, which may be related to yourself. Why? Because this is the largest humanitarian organization, NGO, in Turkey at the moment. We do have humanitarian operations, first aid operations in more than 150 countries. So anything happens, any natural disaster or any calamity occurs in your country, you should keep in mind that there is a humanitarian organization that can help. It's a member of United Nations, globally recognized humanitarian organization. We do provide services now in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, in most of the African countries, from Cape to Cairo. So something to keep in mind. So we construct huge mosques, billions of dollars, in Washington, D.C., Tokyo, Strasbourg, Moscow, and other world capitals. And also education and cultural activities is an inseparable part and parcel of the Diyanet activities. Charitable and social activities. A drop of life means we do dig wells in Africa. Hundreds of wells provides fresh water for the inhabitants in Africa. And lastly, my gift is the Quran. We provide the printing and distribution of the Holy Quran. So overall, Diyanet is a religious institution, is a governmental organization, but it supports its activities by an NGO, a waqf, as we call it in our history, in our civilization. This is a model. It's a model organization that can be studied further. We do have some pamphlets and some books for the distribution for your perusal. Please do take one. And I would like to take once again opportunity to thank the rector and the other responsible staff of the university. And I would like to thank you for your patience and hope to see you at our headquarters. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We'd like to thank Associate Professor Selim Argun for his speech. Now, our next speaker is Ms. Elizabeth White, the Executive Office Manager from the Embassy of the United States. I think he's not here. Okay, now we are leaving the floor to Ahmet Yesevi University Art Community for their dancing program. In 2 minutes. Okay, Miss Elizabeth White? Yes. Now our next speaker is Miss Elizabeth White, Executive Office Manager from the Embassy of United States. Yardımcı olur musun? Thank you so much. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Hi, good afternoon. It's not typical for us to be late, but we're grateful we made it, and apologize for just coming in. I'm very grateful to be here and certainly appreciate the opportunity to speak at a university. Again, my name is Beth White, and I've been in Turkey since September of last year. So this is a new international experience for me. But previously, before coming to work with the U.S. State Department, I had the opportunity of working with the University of Nebraska at Omaha. And at the university, it was a great platform and my first exposure to international studies and having an international programs. And that was much like what I'm seeing out in the hall. And we just breezed in and I can see all of the tables. And what's great about international programs at universities and how these programs are growing is that it gives us an opportunity to engage with people from other cultures all over the world. And in my brief review of this institution, I saw that there are students from, I think, 70 different countries, which is wonderful because it gives us an opportunity to engage with people not like ourselves and also break out of our comfort zone. So if, I don't know how many of you are internationals, how many students here today are not from Turkey? Okay. What's great about it is that, you know, first off, I think people who go to other countries to study are extremely brave. And when I was at the University of Nebraska, I think we had about 1,200 students. And at that time, we had, well, currently I think there are over 300 students from Turkey. But what was really great was having these students come on campus and, you know, you're blasted with the American culture of the great qualities, right? You have the diversity, you have freedom, equality, democracy, all of these values within the US that, so when someone coming from a different culture arrives to the United States and on a campus, it's a wonderful experience. And I'm not talking about eating pizza, going to baseball games, hitting the football games. It's more about engaging with each other and finding the common ground. And for anyone who's brave enough to study abroad, I think what's important is that not only you immerse yourself in the culture in which you're studying, but also share your experiences. And so that's what's really cool about these booths outside, because you're getting to see a small portion of another country. For instance, well, I don't see McDonald's set up out here, but I think if you were, you know, what represents US culture, like I said, the freedom, democracy, diversity, definitely, and individualism, and someone to have the just freedom to express themselves, but also for me, I think the most important thing about having an international program, international studies program, is that we get to engage on a level that's not political, but individual. And I've made some of my closest friends in those environments and maintain those contacts. So I'm really happy for all of you who have taken, like I said, that brave step of studying abroad. Education is not, certainly it's not an entitlement to everyone. There are people who have worked really hard to have that opportunity to study abroad. There are people who maybe don't get that chance. So definitely what you're doing is certainly, you know, important, I'm sure, for yourself, but also for your family and for generations to come. I will add that one of the great things about having an international studies program and participating is that, you know, like I said earlier, you're in a new environment, but there are a lot of people in your situation. So if you find yourself maybe afraid or nervous, consider that there are a lot of other people in your shoes, and the best thing that you can do is reach out to them, support them, and encourage them, because you know, it's a dream. And one of the we talk about the American dream in the U.S., but dreams are for everyone, and they cross the boundaries, geographic boundaries. So I wish you all the best of luck. I do appreciate you asking me to come and speak briefly. I know that we'll have a table outside and you're welcome to visit, and if you have other specific questions, but I wish you all the best of luck, and thank you again for letting me share.
Ms. Elizabeth White, we'd like to thank you so much for your speech. Now our next speaker is His Excellency Mohammed Rizvi Hassan, Ambassador of Sri Lanka. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Don't worry, you know, even his written speech, I'll make it very brief, you know. Professor Dr. Murad, he's not here, you know. Excellencies, guest speakers, academics, dear students, good morning, assalamu alaikum, merabala, at Sri Lanka style, Ayubowan. That is this, that means long live. At the outset, I would like to express my congratulations, best wishes for this event. This is first time I'm participating. I was told it's yearly, annually organized. And thank you very much for inviting Sri Lanka and to have a stand. And also, I will sincere thanks to my friend Dr. Murad, inviting me to give a short remarks on what Sri Lanka is and give a glimpse of Sri Lanka. In fact, Sri Lanka is a small island, approximately 65,000 square kilometers, 22 million, population of 22 million, different cultures, all main religion we follow. Buddhism is majority follow Buddhism, Muslims 10%, and Catholic 8%, and Hindus 13%. These population over the years have grown up. In fact, the name of Sri Lanka, the modern name of Sri Lanka, we constituted in 1972 after constitution change. But in first settlers, it's about, as per different researchers, different chronicles, indicates we had early settlers in about 125,000 years back. They call as Lanka Deepa. Deepa means island. Then followed by various invasions, various travelers from different part of world. In fact, Chinese travelers, from that part, they indicate Sri Lanka as Ceylao, and Arabs who came from Anatolian region and also from Arab region, they call as Serendib. Later on, European power bases who invaded Sri Lanka, especially coastal belt, Portuguese and Dutch, they name as Ceylon, and the Britishers, they came and they conquered in 1815, and they started naming Ceylon, where we get the very specific Ceylon tea brand. In fact, in 1970, as I said, 1972, until 1972, we had the Dominion constitution. After a referendum, we changed it to Sri Lankan, original constitution, and we changed the name to Sri Lanka. In fact, as per documented records, Sri Lanka was together with the Indian South Asian subcontinent. After geographic, atmospheric changes, it has separated from the subcontinent, and it has given a unique form. This formation has given a unique position to set up our country in a strategic location, which led to very strategic trade links between the Far East to the West Asia and African continent. If I say about these trade routes and the links, especially the maritime, has affected our culture. Arab travelers from Far East, and also there's no exact recorded documents, but in this part of the world, Anatolian regions, during Seljuk Turks' time and Ottoman Empire, Greek and Roman Empire, the traders and religious emissaries has visited our part of the world, into the island. In fact, in the 11th century, Maulana Jalaluddin, son of Maulana Jalaluddin, had lived in Sri Lanka and propagated the Islam. In south of Sri Lanka, we call it Beruwala, and there are reminiscences of the religious teaching. And during Ottoman period, especially the Sultan Abdul Hamid time, established first honorary consulate in Sri Lanka in 1864, especially to exchanges on the religious and educational and cultural exchanges. In fact, during that period, we had a great cultural and traditional exchange between this part of the world and the Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, if you go further, the early settlers would have started 10,000 years back after separation. Maybe it would have it was together with the subcontinent. After separation, it was evolved to a population, and they were worshipping devils, sun, and God. Then the modern civilization, Sinhalese civilization, started in 534 BC after arrival of Prince Vijay from Eastern India. After he came, as usual, married with the local queen, and then started the Sinhalese race and the modern civilization. After his arrival in 236 BC, the Buddhism came to Sri Lanka. That's the first religion came to Sri Lanka, and then the population there started following the Buddhism. And I was talking about, we are a multicultural society, Hindus, Muslims, and Catholics. Hindus would have come to Sri Lanka due to the close proximity to India. And due to that influence, especially the north and eastern part of Sri Lanka, highly populated by the Hindus, and they are following the Hindu religion. The Muslims, as I said, due to these trade links between the West Asia and this region, and after they visited Sri Lanka for the trading activities, and they were mixed with local communities, and the population has gone ever since. And the Catholic and the Christian population, due to this Portuguese and Dutch and the British invasion, it was and the local emissaries started to preaching Catholic and Christian religion, and then the population started growing. In fact, in 1948, we got the independence. In fact, it was a peaceful transformation. Ever since, in 74 years, we started, building our economies and social, cultural denominants. In 1948, Turkey is the one of the first countries to establish diplomatic relations. Ever since, we had good relations bilaterally, especially the political bilateral relations and cultural relations. In fact, even though we have strong bilateral relations, if you see the cultural terms and people-to-people contact at the modern term, it's very very, very disheartening. Our trade volume is between Sri Lanka and Turkey about $300 million US. Hopefully, we are trying best to increase that. We have Joint Commission of Economic and Technical Cooperation. We sit twice. Last year, we had it through the Zoom virtual meeting. With that many agreements and MOUs on the economic sector, we have signed and we are trying to enhance our relation on that. And we had, several bilateral visits. Former president, who is now prime minister, visited Turkey in 2008. Our former prime minister, that was the first high-level visit in 1986, visited Turkey, and thereafter there was a visit by Turkish prime minister, but unfortunately it got cancelled. But indeed, in 1986, we were, after the visit of prime minister, determined to establish diplomatic relations. Due to unfortunate incidents, we could not, establish our resident mission in Sri Lanka, in Turkey, and also Turkish mission in Sri Lanka. So that the gap, in fact, the first resident mission was established in 2012. That is the main reason to have this less trade and people contacts. So in 2012, we established resident mission, and then we are trying to make our relations stronger and enhanced. In fact, today we are having a stand. I can go on talking about more on Sri Lanka and the culture. So I want to make it very brief. I was told to make it brief. So I will. I think I have given a small video presentation, just 3 minutes, just to say the glimpse of Sri Lanka. I hope young lads here, not many, not aware about Sri Lanka, just to get glimpse. I will show this, and then I'd like to invite you to one day to visit Sri Lanka. Thank you very much.
His Excellency, thank you so much for your speech.
Our history isn't in the past. Our heritage isn't our better times. Our culture isn't done being defined. It's in the air. It's in the earth. It's in the waters. As it has been for thousands of years. As it still is this morning. Sri Lanka isn't a place, it's a marvel, a brave new world that wasn't made by the rules. She's a rebel of nature. She's a blessing of imagination, of untold innovation and resilience. Let's tell the story of Sri Lanka with the same courage this island was born of. It's in how we love, how we believe, how we protect, how we share, how we feast, and how we heal. As we dismiss strangers by making them friends. Because that stuff of stars that is beneath our feet, the brilliance that makes the monsoon waltz around lush hills and save itself to soothe scorched plains, the wonder that makes the salty seas nurture jungles of pure paradise, and the wild beauty that stays fierce and vibrant even as time tries to quieten it, is in us. And now, it's time to show the world Sri Lanka as it has always been, but never been realized before.
Sri Lanka is ambitious, fun, fierce, fabulous, free-spirited, breathtaking, connecting, soaring, winning. Sri Lanka is fearless, curious, full of action, passion, fusion, fashion, vision. She means business. She is determination, timeless, full of kindness, luxurious, magical. Sri Lanka is art. Sri Lanka is craft. Sri Lanka is heart. Sri Lanka is a feeling. She's healing. A love story, a lifetime story, a brand new story. Earth's favorite island is ready for you. So wild, so pure, so vibrant, so natural, so majestic. That's so Sri Lanka.
Thank you. Now our next speaker is His Excellency Kubanichbek Omar Aliyev, Ambassador of Kyrgyz Republic. Sir, the floor is yours.
Günaydın. Good morning to everyone. And Sayın Rektörüm, Sayın Büyükelçilerim, Sayın katılımcılar, dear students, dear professors, teachers, dear guests. First of all, I would like to our graduate to organize it to OSTİM Technical University. This day, the first International Culture Day is very important. And this is just, the rector mentioned in his speech, more than 70 countries students is part of, in university life. So we also have very few students from Kyrgyzstan, and for this kind of young, 3 years old university, OSTİM, I know I am almost 3 years ago arrived, and just that time is university starting to work. And I remember his rector is visited to embassy, and that time I think in 50 or 100 students was. Now is, I think, more than 3,000, he told. And this is for this kind of short time, very successful, my point of view. So this day we're celebrating like Culture Day, and this I will be very brief. And about Kyrgyzstan, we have also stand, and you can and from stand learn and about Kyrgyzstan, about our history, geography, economy, for everything. We are a small country in Central Asia, but of course we just last year celebrate 30 years anniversary for independence, but we have more than 2,300 years history for statehood. And this is recognized worldwide. And also for example, for Silk Road, and heart of Silk Road was in Kyrgyzstan, and now is also for geographically, geopolitically, is also Central Asia is a very important place. So for students, for professors, for others, for your attention, Kyrgyzstan is open country. We are, of course, member of all international organizations, including for Economic World Trade Organization and the others. So we are without visa, more than 66 countries citizenship can travel to Kyrgyzstan without visa. And for other countries also very flexible regime for visa regime. So take this opportunity, I would like to invite all of you to Kyrgyzstan, and we are open and welcome to Kyrgyzstan. So end of my speech, it will be short video, just two minutes video about Kyrgyzstan, and you can also able to see is our geography, our some cities place. So once again, thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you again. And teşekkür ederim.
His Excellency Kubanich Bek Umararay, we would like to thank you so much for your speech, sir. Now, we are leaving the floor to Ahmet Yesevi University Art Community for their dancing program. Şimdi Ahmet Yesevi Üniversitesi Sanat Bilimleri'nin dans programını seyrediyoruz.
Ses.
Hey! hayda vada vada vada. Hey! Yep. Hey, hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey, hey.
Ses.
savulunga kelgende, küldülegen kar yerge düzgende. Domburandı alarman, yürek sazım çalarman, kaybırlandı ey şahitman. Domburandı alarman, yürek sazım çalarman, kaybırlandı ey şahitman. Dombura sazın ezgen adaylar, manesine ezbergen adaylar. Ezgenine oy verip, yüreklerge ses verip, gözyaşlı kızganmazlar. Ezgenine oy verip, yüreklerge ses verip, gözyaşlı kızganmazlar. Hey dombura, hey dombura. Doğaydın kaygı sansız gününde, baturlar yuklamağın tününde. Yüreklerge kötürgen, soğuslarda kuş vergen, kötü görgen dombura. Yüreklerge kötürgen, soğuslarda kuş vergen, kötü görgen dombura. Hey dombura, hey dombura. Hey!
We would like to thank to Ahmet Yesevi University Art Community for their program. Now we are closing our whole program with Hazar Azerbaijan Art Community dancing program. Program at the moment because Azerbaijan Art Community dancing program will be made at the